Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Wow. You know, journalism. Journalism is a hard job. But it's even harder whenever there is an election time or an election year. Because everyone wants that edge, you know. And I'm just finding out how serious things can get during an election, right? You know, today is a different day than it was in the 70s, 80s, even the 90s, right? Even early 2000s. We're living in a different time, you know. At one point in time, the truth was all that mattered. That's all anyone wanted. They would say, just tell me the truth. Well, today is still about the truth, but also about the narrative. You can tell the truth as long as it agrees with someone's narrative. And I'm finding this out the hard way. But it's a lesson that needs to be learned because you can view the world through a wide scope. You can see it for what it is and not your perception on what you think it is, and not you holding on to some grand ideal of how things were in the past. The past is over, and those times and days will never come back again. Right. Now, someone told me once that he said, we love the media, we love journalists because they keep everybody honest. But what y'all don't understand is there's a price to pay. You think that journalists or people in the media have a code that they respect. You bring me news, interesting story, and you think that you all are on the same team. But that's not so. Some people will sell to the highest bidder. And one thing, and it's sad, man, it is so sad, because we as black people or brown, we feel as though we are part of the club. Not because, and I'm speaking for myself, not because my idea of being part of the club is rubbing elbows with white people. That's not what I'm talking about. My idea of being part of the club is we all share the same code of conduct when it comes to whatever field that we're in. But I'm understanding it's judged different when it's coming from a person of what they call color. The weight and the pressure of holding on to a code of conduct for a minority don't yield or don't have that strong enough fight. It's they'll bend, meaning why put myself under pressure for this quote unquote minority, right? Especially if you don't have a big enough name. It's like, throw them under the bus, right? Give out their credentials. You say, well, I would like to release this, but I want to remain anonymous. Give them, who cares? It's you, right? And we as a people, we're always saying, one day, we always looking up to yonder. We always, one day, things will be in our favor. We always had that hope, hundreds, thousands of years ago, that hope one day, right? And then the reality kicks in is that it's not them, it's us. We're the ones sitting around waiting for someone else to make our situation better, as if we don't have any power to change, right? Now, it's true. Today is not yesterday. And what's happening now is like minds are starting to come together. Which brings me to mayoral candidate Robin Williams, right? I don't know personally any other candidate that's running for mayor, simply because someone in the community said, hey, you ought to hear what Robin Williams has to say. You ought to interview her, right? You ought to be at all of her press conferences, because she cares about changing the direction of the city of Houston. I said, okay. So I'm filming. We go on places. She does an interview for me. We set things up, and bam! All of a sudden, there's a arrest for supposedly or allegedly attacking a boyfriend with a baton and a taser. But as the layers unfold, it seems as though someone may have jumped the gun. Now, I received I'll tell y'all that another time, right? And right now is not the time for it. But I would like to say that I'll be following this mayor's race close, but not to pick sides. I'm following this mayor's race closely because first of all, the time, right, that's we're in right now and everything that's going on. And I'm seeing who has the strongest foundation and the strongest love for this city. And that's who I'm with, and that's who will present themselves to be during this mayoral election coming up this year, 2023. Right. Especially when the debates start and everyone is dealing with the issues, right? Now, by me being a journalist at Vero Peak Radio, I am privy to certain breaking news release. So I want to read to you all Robin Williams' release, her press release in regards to what took place when she was arrested for allegedly beating or hitting her boyfriend with the baton and tasering him. This is her statement. It says, Officer Robin Williams, Houston, Texas. This is dated January 13th, 2023. It states, I am a Marine Corps veteran, a humanitarian, and an honorable police officer. I have always held on to the values of honor, courage, and commitment. Often during a turbulent relationship, things can be said out of frustration, which results in malicious behavior and statements being made that can result in the destruction of the other party. In the state of Texas, a peace officer shall make a for-arrest assault family violence. Right? The law requires a subject to be called into custody for the offense. I stand with both men and women of domestic violence. I do not take the allegations made against me lightly. I ask people not to rush judgment against my character during this time. I am currently observing the scales of justice being weighed out. I believe in the Constitution I fought for, and above all, my fate rests in the hands of God. Respectfully, Officer Robin Williams. That is her statement put out to the press. And now, the thing about it is we're all, because it's going to be a big race. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a big race. Matter of fact, this will be one to remember, right? Because shots already been fired. But lo and behold, one is still in the race moving forward. And we want to see how this thing plays out. And I'll continue to bring you updates, information, coverage with this mayoral 2023 election. But by no means any coverage that we do here at Vero Peak Radio is meant to cause any problems or attack anyone. Our sole mission is to put the truth out and let the people decide.